kitchen of doom.
That might be why the camera wouldn't turn around either.
Bloody bitch face. Bloody
You
bitch
coming down to
face.
sit in the front room, buddy?
Right. I don't know if anybody got this, but this is our electric socket. We had to have that all rewired.
Have a look now, actually. You.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to now listen to Leo and Dylan. I'll go in here. So, as I was saying, before I got rudely interrupted, I have been cooking for 7 years in this hellhole. And it is a hellhole. It's been a nightmare. We bought the house and we knew there was work that needed doing. And we knew that it was owned by a little old lady who'd been in it since the 50s and hadn't done much to it. And we knew that we'd have to take on some of those projects. And we had the money to do so. And then we found more and more and more. And at the time we'd finished, I think the only way we could put it was we had no money left. We've got no savings left. It had been 4 years down the line. I got pregnant with Dylan and we had to prioritise things that were like him having a room. He needed a room. We needed a bedroom to have a baby in. We can't have a baby in a room that's got no walls because it didn't have any walls. So yeah, we prioritised when we moved in other things over this kitchen. But this kitchen has just been a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. So for 7 years I have been cooking in a kitchen that feels really dirty and it looks really dirty. If you look at it, it looks really dirty. And it's the black mortar off the walls coming down onto the kitchen surfaces and onto the floor and onto the units and stuff. It doesn't matter how much I rub it and scrub it, some of it's just isn't coming off. The floor, see if I can show you. Excuse this. The floor is textured. It is a brown laminate textured floor that they stuck on top of like tiles that are already under there. Why they didn't just scrub up the tiles that were there, I don't know. They're red tiles, but they're perfectly acceptable. But yeah, they glued it down. It's saying poor connection, but he's saying boom, I'm on. Am I still on?
You are, yeah.
Because apparently my connection's awful. But yeah, so the floor is a textured, horrible, gritty floor. We have no cooker in here because the area that the cooker was on doesn't really work properly. And by that I mean it's not technically illegal, but it's sort of frowned upon to have it where I had it. If you get, sorry, you'll have to excuse my hand in the way I'm trying to make it so people can actually, because it's saying poor connection, I'm trying to sort my connection out. So yeah, where we had the oven, let me see if I can show you, was where our fridge is currently. So this is our fridge. Hello, fridge. And our fridge had to be wired up over our door because the socket, the only plug socket that we had, as you can see, had to be ripped out. Because all the electrics, somebody had wired through to the dining room so that every socket in here would only work if the sockets are on in the dining room and the lights were on in the dining room. Well, you can't have your lights on in the dining room to make a cup of tea. It's stupid. Stupid. So anyway, you'll have to excuse because we are clearing it out currently. So the fridge is off currently and I am washing things and taking things out of the fridge to wash. This tap has dripped since day dot we've had it. These pipes, we have no clue where they go. Absolutely no clue what they're for. So we're going to rip them out and see what happens. Might turn out that we blow something up or they belong to something really important. But the boiler's in the other room and we can find the connection to the boiler. So the only thing we could think it's from is back in the olden days, there used to be a bag boiler in our dining room next to our fireplace. Now the fireplace doesn't work, so it has to be ripped out, and the back boiler doesn't work, so it had to be ripped out. So we're wondering if these pipes are from there, and if we rip them out, it makes no difference. That's weird, is it, Macabran? Hello, Macabran. So yeah, we have no clue where these pipes go, so they're going to have to be ripped out. This is my back door, but you'll see the curtain behind there in a minute. But I'll show you. This is our wonderful window that somebody decided should open inwards as one large giant window. Why would you have a window that is this big that can only be open inwards? You want a window with like a little small one so you can just open it and let some air through. You don't. So we can't open this window because if we do, it comes all the way into the kitchen and our fridge is here. So, bonkers. We have the wonderful wall units. Aren't they beautiful? 1970s maybe, do you think? 70s, 80s? But we have no underneath units. We've only got one, which is this one. And the rest, we've got empty space all the way around to empty space. So we've only got wall units. We've got no proper units. So everything has to go in the wall units or up above the wall units, because where the hell are we going to store anything? It's bonkers. The radiator doesn't work, which is underneath one of these empty spaces. It doesn't work. So that's going to have to be ripped out. And we're probably going to move and we're putting a little one over underneath the light socket over the other side, so it's out the way. You think I'm joking? This is a nightmare. I have been cooking for 7 years on this little bad boy. That is my oven. That's it. That's what I've been doing. Cooking for multiple people coming in and out of the house, friends, family, people, for 7 years. So I'll be very grateful when I actually have a proper cooker and a proper hob. The hob is this. Nice little plug-in hob. That's what we got. Nice little plug-in hob. But look, we've got loads of units up the top. They're shit. They're awful. They're bowed. They're stained. They're, again, never get cleaned. This one doesn't even shut properly. This one doesn't even shut, you know. But they're there, I suppose. It says we are cleaning the fridge out at the moment, so some of this stuff is from the top of the fridge and the fridge. But we have a unit, work unit. I don't know if you can see where my hand is. Let's see if we can. Work unit. This is just plain. It's quite boring. This is all going to be black. The cupboards themselves are going to be a light grey colour, and the worktops are going to be black, and then we're going to have white appliances. We're having a granite sink because Eno, oh, I can hear screaming from the living room. Child's probably attacking him. Eno is, this is the recycling pile. We are actually having proper recycling bins and proper bins put in. So we'll have integrated bins. Yeah. That says 15 grand's worth of kitchens going in, so it better fix some of these problems. So, yeah, well, where was I? I can't even remember what I was saying now. But yeah, we have dog. We have a dog. Gatsby, where are you going? We have a dog's tail. Yeah, so we have normal units. We're having black units put in, very, very light, like off grey, proper units putting in. A new oven, a induction hob. We're having greyish off grey tiles. We've got a granite sink because for some reason my husband blew my mind when he did this. Went into that showroom with me going, we'll keep budget in mind and we'll just have a normal sink and tap, because I just want a working sink and tap, because this one's never stopped dripping. So just a nice working sink and tap would be perfectly fine with me. Didn't matter. It's cheap. Just needed replacing really, that tap. But I was like, right, okay, we'll just get a... Oh, It's reconnected to chat, so I think I've gone off. Just going to see if it reconnects.
Where are you going? No!
Here comes my child.
Come here, you've got 70 dollars for you.
Dylan, go in the living room or you won't get your box today.
Come on.
I don't even know if we're on, to be honest with you. Are we still on, Leo?
Yeah, you're still there.
Because it's saying reconnecting to chat, so I can't see the chat.
Okay,
So.
no, you're fine.
Okay. Oh, look, nice shot of the kitchen. Nice shot of the shithole that I live in. Ooh. Yeah. There we go. Dylan, out the room, please. Anyway, if people can see me, awesome.
So anything.
Can you hear him? He's trouble. Gotta love him, but he's trouble. You can't be on the video. I love you. You can't be on the video, Baba. Go on in there to Daddy. Good boy. Bless. Trying to get anything done with a 4-year-old. Doesn't happen. Anyway, we're going to have tiled floor. The walls are going to be replastered and then tiled halfway. And then the top half is going to be, as it's just plaster, and I'm going to paint it a lime green. It's called Lime Crush by Johnson's, if you want to go and look it up. So it's going to be a lime green paint. So we'll have a new proper unit kitchen and cooker. We'll have a induction hob, which we've had to buy new pans for. But everybody was like, have gas hob, but the gas is down here and the hob is going over the other side of the room, and I didn't want to cause more problems than we already have, because believe me, we have a lot. So hopefully they're going to start ripping it out Thursday of next week. It was supposed to be Monday, but he got delayed on another job, and he's rung us and said we can't start till Thursday. And we're like, right, okay, well, it gives us a bit longer to get everything cleared out. We've got to get the fridge cleared out by today because we need to move that into the dining room before shopping delivery comes, and I'm going to be batch cooking some food up, which I will also stream. I will stream me batch cooking some food and showing you what we're going to be eating, because I've still got my little mini oven. So I'm going to batch cook some stuff up, put it in the freezer, and use my mini oven to my advantage, because I know what I'm doing with that. It's been 7 years of it. So it says 7 years in February. Well, it's February now, so we count it as now. So yeah, this little bad boy is going to get some use for a bit, and then this little bad boy is going to get some more use, and then it's going to go out for the scrap metal men. They will love that. They will be very grateful of that. In fact, they'll be very grateful when they realise there's a radiator out there and things as well that's going out for them. I'm pretty sure they'll love all the stuff we're throwing out that's like metal and stuff. They'll be like, hell yeah. But it's a good way of getting rid of all your pots and pans and things anyway. So what we've envisioned is a working kitchen, which sounds to people like, well, yeah, all kitchens are working. It's like, this one doesn't. This one is not a working kitchen. It's a slightly usable kitchen. It's a kitchen where, as says, my cupboards are bowed and from the 1970s and absolutely disgusting. It's a kitchen where I'm using a little mini cooker and hob. It's a cooker where, it's a kitchen where my fridge has to be wired across the entire room because there's no plug socket. It's a kitchen where all the sockets and everything were wired to the dining room lights. It's a kitchen where everything is grubby and dirty constantly because the black mortar, where the gaps are in the wall from when we had the electrics ripped, has left us in a situation where it's just literally all over the place. Every morning you wake up to another big pile of black mortar on the floor, and it's lovely. We're living in a kitchen where somebody put a textured bloody laminate and glued it to proper tiles. So this is not a working kitchen. It's not a usable kitchen. It's usable. It's usable, but it's not a usable. It's not a user-friendly kitchen. And we are having a user-friendly kitchen put in. I'm having the oven at like hip height because I can't bend down very well because I have fibromyalgia. I also have EDS, which is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So my joints and stuff rip and pull and dislocate and things like that. So if I bend down too far, there's a good chance I ain't getting back up anytime soon. So yeah, we've had to put the oven at. We're trying to make it practical for us, even down to the handles we've chosen. We went in there and I was like, I put the cheapest door handles we could find on the list and went, that'll do us. And we went in there and Leo went, they're not going to be suitable for your hands. We need to make sure your hands are comfortable. So I was like, yeah, you're right. So we've ended up choosing, instead of like 2 for £6, which I was on, £6 each door handles, which costs us a lot more money than we were expecting, but because we went in there with a 10 grand, pushing 12 if we could, sort of budget, and we've ended up at like 15, nearly 16,000. So, but at least we've thought about things like, you know, the door handles are going to be more practical for me to use. I'm going to be able to open things properly, and then my hands are not going to dislocate, my fingers are not going to dislocate and things as that happens. We've also thought about things like, Leo bought a very expensive £200 tap. He bought a granite sink. I was quite happy just to have a normal boring sink put back in, but he's bought a posh granite sink and a £200 tap that's got this, you know, the pool spray thing, so you can spray your plates and things, again, to try and help my hands. And I appreciate it, but 200 quid for a tap. I'm a cheapskate. I don't understand. He blew my mind when he did that, because it was like, really? But yeah, as long as we've got his coffee machine, he couldn't care less, because this is Leo's boy. This is what my husband cares about. This is his water thing. This is his little... As long as he's got that, he couldn't care two hoots what we do in the kitchen, really. But he wanted it within a certain budget. And then it was him that went blowing the budget. And I was like, okay, posh sink, posh taps, posh handles. But so some of it is for my benefit and to help me be able to use the kitchen better. There's going to be a lot more space down below. We're going to have cupboards putting in properly, so there'll be lots and lots and lots of cupboard space, so we'll be able to put things away properly. And anything that's too far down that I can't get into, we've like corners and stuff, they've done, you know, those doors that open in together so that you can get round the corner. I'll show you when they put it in, but basically, so the cupboard is like one big cupboard with 2 doors that you can get round it, so I don't have to bend down and not be able to get into the cupboard, because at the moment anything goes into a corner, I can't get into it. So it's a bit like we had to think about things like that as well, to make sure that we could, you know, access things properly without me having to put my body at too much strain. So all of that's being done, and I appreciate it, but my God, my head was blown when he was like, no, you need expensive door handles and a £200 tap. But anyway, does everybody like the sexy brown? They're very badly stained. These stains won't come off, and scuffed. And as says, this one's bowed. It doesn't work properly. It says, I think they must have been in since at least the 70s, maybe the 80s. But it says the little old lady who lived here before, she lived here from the 50s, right up until we moved in 7 years ago. She raised her family here, and there's a lot of things that have just been kind of bodged around to kind of, oh, that'll do. You know what I mean? It's, oh, that'll do. It's usable. We'll do that. And it's fine. Her garden was beautiful, which I feel bad for, because we're actually crap at gardens and we're ripping it out. Her garden was beautiful, but she had help coming around every day to do her garden and things. But things like the kitchen just didn't get done. things like, the electrics just didn't get done. We had 96% damp in the walls. It was just awful. It's been awful. We've had to have a new boiler. All the electrics have been rewired. We've had to have loads and loads of plastering and walls coming down and draining and all sorts of stuff drying out, replastering, all sorts of stuff going on. And this is the last room properly downstairs. My dining room does need wallpaper putting up and kind of just a new carpet and tidying around a bit. But it's usable. The dining room is perfectly fine, so I don't care. This room is not practical. It doesn't help anybody at all. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help Leo. It's just disgusting and horrible, and I hate it. And I feel like people come in and people judge your house. Do you know what I mean? People come into your house and they go, yeah, okay. And this kitchen looks grubby all the time. Doesn't matter how much I scrub it, it looks grubby because of the stains, the warping, the things that are just, part of this kitchen now. And you feel like you have to explain yourself to people. You feel like you're constantly going, yeah, excuse the mess. That's not really mess. It's just, it's just the way the units are, or something like that. And it feels so weird that my living room's fine. We do need to put the pictures back up in there that we took down because my son was jumping around everywhere. But other than that, the living room's fine. Probably will need a paint refresh in the next couple of years, but it's fine. The hallway got done last year. Our bedrooms have been done. Everything's kind of on track except for in here. And people come in here and I just feel ashamed and embarrassed and horrid. I feel scummy. I feel like I'm, living in squalor when I'm not. It's just that's the way things are in this room. It's hard to explain. Hopefully people understand what I mean, but it feels like even though I'm cleaning it and I'm cleaning the pots and I'm cooking and I clean the cooker and I clean the units and it feels like nothing ever gets clean in here because of all the black mortar, because of all the stupidity of things. Like, as the floor is impossible. It doesn't matter how much you scrub it. You can scrub it and steam it. There's stains on that floor because it's got into the grains of the floor. It just feels. It feels nasty. Do you know what I mean? It feels old and it feels nasty and it feels run down. And we owe it to this house to kind of fix that. And I kind of owe it to myself to have a house that is practical for me and that I can use and that is perfectly acceptable and that, I don't feel so scummy about. You know what I mean? So we're going to be showing you everything we're going to be eating while we're having this kitchen done, because I'm going to be having to batch cook and then freeze it and then eat, because we're going to can't live off takeaway all the time, as much as we want to. It's not good for you. So we're going to be batch cooking and doing a lot of stuff like that. So I'm going to be showing you that. I'm going to show you, once they start ripping it out, what it's like as a bare bones. The room as a bare bones. I'm going to show you when they put the floor down. I'm going to show you everything, every little process that we go through. I'm going to show you guys. And I'm going to put it on here on Twitch. And I'm also going to probably put it on YouTube. And I'm going to keep that as a record for my own sake as well. So that in 3 years' time, when I start moaning I hate my kitchen, I can look back and go, yeah, shut up. Shut up. You don't know what bad kitchen is, woman. So that's the plan. Anyway, the plan is I'm going to literally show you everything. I'm going to show you the units we've chosen. I'm going to show you the cookers. I'm going to show you everything we are doing bit by bit by bit by bit. I will say that it's being installed by Wixers. We have heard mixed bags. If you go on to any site about kitchen fitting, you hear mixed bags about all of them. So I'm just trying to that says get a practical usage of a kitchen. So I've kind of said to the guy, please just get me a working kitchen. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be beautiful, but beautiful would be nice. But working is what's important. I need it to work. And he seemed to understand what I was saying. But we've already been passed on to another kitchen fitter, because our original kitchen fitter quoted for things that I think he didn't realise how bad this kitchen was. And he kind of came in finally to take a look and went, yeah, okay, I'm going to pass this on to somebody else. And we went, we did warn you. We did know. Wixers quoted us as extras, which is things like having tiles removed and things like that, 1,700. And this builder's come back and gone, we can't do it for less than 3,000. And we've gone, okay, we understand it needs doing. But, so I'm working with this guy hoping that, as much as some people complain about Wixers, but they complain about all of them. They complain about B&Q. Some people complain about IKEA. Some people complain about Magnet. I'm hoping that by documenting it and by telling him, well, we're documenting it, that it will kind of keep him motivated to give me pretty. We've got to... Oh, there goes Leo's machine. We've got to do the... Coffee machine's cleaning itself now. Typical. We've got to do the painting ourselves. So only painting has to be done ourselves. So that's fine. We will do... it says I've bought lime crush from Johnson's to go on the wall, but because it's going to be plastered, it's going to be fresh plaster, we're going to have to put at least 3 layers of whitewash on, I think, first. At least 3. And I've got to whitewash and paint the ceiling as well, because we're going to have to replace the ceiling. That's the other thing. The ceiling, I haven't shown you, is bubbly ceiling, and that is technically slightly dodgy. We've got a lot of slightly dodgy things going off in this house. So they're going to rip it down and put a new ceiling up. They're going to put plasterboards up and plaster it. We're getting 2 new light fittings in here, because we've got one at the moment, which, as you can see, is hanging down for its dear life. But this will be gone because it's in the middle of the room, and we're going to have two different light fittings. So we'll have one over near the door and one over near the cooker. But this ceiling's going to be gone. Can you hear that child screaming? Can you hear him? He's really on one at the moment. I think he knows kind of stuff's happening around him and he doesn't like it. And plus he's not allowed out and stuff. And in Wales, the lockdown situation is he's not allowed to go meet his friends or anything. Poor sod. But yeah, so window that opens inwards. Our car on the driveway. Gotta love her. So yeah, hopefully the next time we'll be talking to you, things will be being ripped out, which will be really interesting. Things will be being moved out, and we'll be finding out where things like this pipe go to, because it goes all the way up to the ceiling, and it goes all the way around underneath the sink, and all the way around past the fridge, and then all the way up here and round the door frame, and then all the way back down, and we have no idea where that goes. Somebody will know. They'll figure it out when they rip it out. I've got visions of them going, we've just found the Ark of the Covenant. This kitchen's so badly done. So yeah, hopefully, anyway, the next time we'll see you, we'll be ripping things out and showing you Steve, our builder, our kitchen fitter, ripping things to bits and showing you the progress of empty kitchen. And all of this nastiness will be gone. We've got light fittings and tiles coming today, and we're trying to move the fridge today, so hence all this crap out the fridges on the side. Look, all our condiment, every condiment out on the side at the moment, because I'm giving it a wash down and it's got to move into the other room. So hopefully by tonight. Hinge rotted, so window doesn't open at all. Yeah, it is. This hinge, this window, and says it opens inwards anyway, which is useless to us. And then it's rotten, so if you try and open it, the whole window comes out. Lovely. It's great. It says the house that Jack built. I swear, there's somebody somewhere going, don't know what you're moaning about. This is perfect compared to my kitchen, but for me, this doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. So yeah, tiles are coming later, between 2 and 7 this evening or something like that. So we've got to make room for them. We've got to get the fridge moved and cleaned, which I'm doing at the moment. And we're basically at base camp day 1. Day 1! The hell has begun. Please help us. Send help. Send reinforcements. Send the army. They need somebody. But as I said, we're supposed to start on Monday, but they're not going to be able to. So everything's being delivered like now, today, tomorrow, Saturday, ready to start on Monday, but they're not going to start on Monday now. So we've also got to keep a load of stuff around in our dining room. Luckily, there's loads of room in the dining room, so it's not a problem. We've got to keep a load of stuff around in the dining room. But anyway, I don't know what he's just put. Do one when the stuff's arrived and we've cleared out. Yeah, we'll do one when we've cleared the fridge out and the stuff's arrived, and we'll show you where we've moved our fridge to. And I'll probably show you the tiles that I've bought and things like that, because they're pretty. They're fairly like neutrally grey colour. I think that's the only way I can put it. So we can show you this. We can show you the light fittings and the tiles and stuff maybe later or even tomorrow. I think it'll probably be tomorrow because we're up to our neck in it today. So anyway, this is base camp 1, day 1 of the hell. It says send reinforcements. And I'm going to end this stream and say thank you for watching. And says this is going to go on to YouTube as well as Twitch. Because I want to keep a record. I want to keep this as like, this is what we're going through. And this is what I've gone through to get a kitchen. So I can appreciate the new kitchen a bit more. Because it's not that I'm unappreciative. It's just that I always find things to worry about and find the next thing to focus on. The next thing after this kitchen is probably going to be decorating the dining room, which will be an easier job. Because it's literally just fill some walls, stick some wallpaper up. I can do that with my mum, so that's not a problem. I did my whole way. So yeah, we will probably see you tomorrow for an update on what we look like after we've ripped everything out today. And then tomorrow we'll show you where we are at, and then probably be Thursday after Steve's ripped everything out again, because he will have ripped everything out Thursday. So probably do a Thursday, and then it'll be whenever, as ad hoc as we're going along. Because as I says, we've got to level the floor, we've got to plaster everywhere.